everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of the PRPL Podcast. I am your host, Austin Eisert. I would like to thank all of you all for tuning in. As you can tell with that intro, it's not going to be the cleanest podcast. It's going to be me fumbling over words a lot. I'm going to get better, I hope. But until then, it will be a little messy. I have not done this before. You caught me. I am not a professional podcaster by any means, but that's okay. I think there's some value in the just conversation as a normal person would speak, not like I'm reading an audiobook or some shit like that. So first thing I want to go into, and the basis of this welcome podcast is, I guess what I'm calling it at the moment, is to just kind of lay out my thought process on the idea, why I'm doing this, what kind of led me to doing it, and my ideas for, I guess, the future and the outlook of what's kind of going to be covered and everything like that. Just basically to give you a summary and an idea of what this will be and why you may want to tune in. I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. I've got my glass of wine to the right here. I actually need a sip. And that's one thing they say. I've read a little bit. I've done a little bit of homework. Is your throat gets itchy, and I can promise you that right now that yes, my throat is getting itchy, and we're no more than 2 minutes in at the point. So all right, let's do it. So I graduated from the University of Kentucky in the spring last year, and where I'm at, where my friends are at in life at this point is it's a difficult time in that it's the very first period of time in our lives, at least, that there's no set kind of path. You know, we went to elementary school, middle school, high school, and then, you know, on to college. And now we're at the point where it's like choose a job. And it's not like you graduate from a job after 4 years or however long you're in school for. Your job is essentially, it's supposed to be your career. Like, it's what you would do for the rest of your life if you happen to like that job. And the truth of the matter is, I'm not going to say most people, but a lot of people just don't fuck with their jobs. Like, I think that's pretty standard. And, you know, you're not going to jump into your first job a lot of the times. Like, I'm sure a very high percentage, you're not just hopping into a job and staying in it for the rest of your life. And that's a wild thought to begin with, just because never really thought in terms of like, oh, there's all these possibilities. I could do this, I could do that. And when you're choosing a job, it's like, okay, I'm choosing this for however long. And of course, there's plans you want to move up and things like that. But a lot of that isn't necessarily offered by every job. And some jobs just suck. Some jobs you think you might like, you don't. And that's where we're at right now. It's that period where we're just figuring it out. And it gets confusing, it gets difficult, it's frustrating, and you got to make real-ass decisions for your life. Because you're just going to go through doing a job, eating shit, like doing something you don't like. Like, no, you can't do that. Excuse me. So, we're just trying to figure it out right now. And in this kind of struggle, I don't want to put it out as some kind of, I don't know, holy pursuit or something, but yeah, like we're figuring it out. And in that kind of uncertainty stimulated this kind of idea for myself personally. I needed a creative outlet of some kind. And that is where we're at today. I've always liked podcasts for, I guess I can't say always, but for, 4 years maybe, when I was a sophomore in college. Going into a little backstory here. I worked at Enterprise sophomore year. So I would clean cars all day. And it was a pretty smooth job. It was easy. Kind of sucked being on your feet all day. But anyways, it's 8 hours. First day I was able to throw my headset on. So that's kind of cool to begin with. But made it pretty smooth for a college job. At least I could just throw my earbuds in and just tune out and just do some mindless shit for however long. So first day, 8 hours, listen to music for 8 hours straight. And I don't know if it's just me or what, but I really don't think it's just me. I think I've ran this by a few people in my time just because it was, I don't know, something I thought about. But listen to music for 8 straight hours, like in headphones or earbuds, however you want to call them. It kind of sucks. You get really tired of the music. Your ears like almost get tired. It just like wears you down. So second day I came in, I was like, I need to throw a podcast on. I had never really listened to podcasts. I was aware of their like being and their existence, but never really listened to any of them. So second day, listened to a podcast the whole time. Well, not the same podcast, but anyways, you get the point. Listen to a podcast. And since then, I've always really liked them. They're my preferred thing to listen to on the way to work or just in the car in general. Of course, I still listen to music and everything. I love music and all that, but podcasts are just smooth. They're relaxing in that regards. So, I listen to them when I go to the gym now, too. Like, just kind of tunes everything out. So, really like podcasts. It's like, I think I can do it. I've always had that idea. It's like, I feel like I could do a podcast if I really tried. It was just a matter of putting pen to paper, rubber to road. Actually getting somewhere with it and trying to do it, but just never really formulated in college. I never really had like the greatest drive to do it or anything. I was just kind of enjoying college, but here we are now. Things kind of slow down when they don't slow down, that's wrong as well, but you're not doing as much like socially. It's a lot more like sitting on your couch after a day of work, like individual pursuit kind of things. Like, you're not going out like you did in college, and I'm sure some people are, but I'm not. So I was like, I need to do something creative. I need to have some fun doing something, and that, at the end of the day, that's all this really is. It's something to have fun doing. The idea is to have my friends on and everything, and just kind of shoot shit, talk about things we like, sports, of course, music, movies, TV, just anything, pop culture, lifestyle, anything that really comes up. There's no boundary necessarily. I don't really want to fuck with politics or anything, but things will come up. It just is what it is, and we'll chat about it. But I think the general idea and content that will be covered will be kind of those entertainment, relaxing kind of deals, all the things that exist outside of work and the things that you look forward to when you get home and all that kind of things. So that's pretty much it. There's not much more to it. I hope I'm talking we, like I have someone with me right now, but I'm solo. It can be done. I'm doing it right now. It's not the hardest thing. But it can be done doing solos. I don't love those as much. But if I have something interesting to talk about, it's doable. It's not the banter we're necessarily looking for, and the entertainment I want to have with it. I would love to have my friends on, like I said, and I'm sure they will. But I got to get this thing rolling first. I need to send something out there, get it rolling, base level, first thing. The Band-Aid's been ripped, the cork's been popped. Let's get down into it. Champagne going everywhere. It's gonna be a lot smoother. I don't think it's gonna, we're not gonna be blasting episodes out like every day or anything. But I'm gonna try to get on here as much as I really can find time to. It's busy. It's busy this time of your life. Like I said, and full circle. Work got you. It has you busy. That's one thing that I've noticed because I started. I worked my whole college or senior college year. It was a COVID year, so I was able to stay at home, which in its own right sucked. But anyways, time passes quick as fuck when you're working a job full time. I remember it being Thanksgiving last year, and that's any time anyways. Time just flies, but for whatever reason, working too on top of it, man, the quarters go by so quick. That's the thing you're aware of now too. You're like, it's the fourth quarter. Let's end this year strong, baby. That type of shit. Isn't that so boring? But that's why we're here, because this is fun. That's not what it's about. It's I'm not gonna say escape, but it is an outlet. It's a way to express myself in some form of fashion. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. I kind of just went Australian there, but thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you back. I'm going to keep doing this. I really don't care if anyone listens. My mom might, maybe, but whatever. It'll be fun. It'll be something to do. And if I can get some of my friends on here, that'll really make it a bit more fun. So anyways, once again, welcome to the very first episode of the PRPL Podcast. I appreciate all you for tuned in. I got some Succession to watch, so I'm gonna get rolling here. See you again soon. Peace.